Hey Funnel Builders, Mike here. I almost forgot to record a video today, so good thing that Liv was paying attention because she mentioned that I had forgotten to do one today. And today we're going to talk about building content silos using email series, which I'm very excited about because it's, as sad as this sounds, one of my favorite marketing funnel tactics. So the actual title for this will be Email Marketing Content Silos. Yeah, email marketing content silos, which is a bit of a mouthful, but it does have a purpose, and you'll see quite quickly. Actually, I might just turn the light off. Let me test this. No, it looked 100 times worse with the light off. So, email marketing content silos. We use Active Campaign. So here's the idea, right? We have our uh, we have our subscribers, okay, and they're all going to come in via different means. So some of them are going to have going to one lead magnet, some of them are going to go into a webinar, but overall they're going to be divided into topics. Now, don't worry, I'm going to come on to how we can divide all this up and how we can create all of this, and more importantly, how this affects your customers. The reason I love this is because when I discovered this technique, this basically allowed me to position myself as like a serious contender for being an industry expert, because I was able to put together some very complex marketing funnel systems and automation processes which essentially nurtured people through a series of campaigns. And we've done this for a lot of customers. We charge monthly for it, so I will set this up as a product and we'll charge monthly for this. It allows me to charge for creating content, creating email content, list management, data cleaning, all this kind of stuff. But also, it's an ongoing process because as more and more subscribers are added to the database, obviously Sell Your Service does this, but for our customers as well, it means that I'm constantly able to update what it is that I'm delivering to my customers in terms of lead magnets and blog posts and things like this. And they're able to continue serving their audience. And when we go through this, customers are like blown away. They think, oh my God, I absolutely love this. So we have these three topics, and at first they download some kind of lead magnet, right? Then ideally we want them to have a small product, and then we want them to have a big product, right? So a content silo essentially states, I suppose I should have done it the other way. A silo obviously is kind of like a cylinder, right? And the idea is we have layers within this cylinder of different types of content, maybe different maybe different like delivery methods or whatever it is, and but the overall arching theme stays within one topic, and we will send someone down through that process, through kind of going through each individual stage. But what I like to do with our email marketing is really heavily automate this, and this is where I think you can create, frankly, some very simple automation processes, but very, very effective. So they come in through our lead magnet, and then ideally I'd want to send them a bunch of emails to a splinter product, and then ideally I'd want to send them a bunch of emails to a core product. We move them through. If this topic, for example, is SEO and this topic is social, it's reasonable to assume that someone who has downloaded a social media lead magnet will want a social media product, and then a social media service, and so on and so forth. Now, the way that we actually divide up our content silos, in fact, I'll tell you what, I'll take you to Sell Your Service because this will give you a bit of behind the scenes. We have our audience and you, the funnel builders. There's 5 main areas that I like to help you guys with. So we have motivation, we have sales, we have money. I'm going to run out of board space here. We have building funnels, and we have running a funnel business. Now the idea is that I have one lead magnet in each area. We've actually got far more than that, but as time has gone on, obviously we've added to this. But we've got these 5 topics, and you could do the exact same for your business. Let's say that you were going after the niche of businesses that use an LMS that want to transfer one-time customers into membership customers, or you're targeting non-fiction authors who are releasing their second book and they also want to release a course, or you're targeting Chinese large-scale e-commerce fashion businesses that only sell via their mobile app. Whatever it is that you're going after, we might suggest usually you do a 10 by 10 content matrix, which I've done another video on. But in the broadest possible sense, you pick 5 topics. And what I like to do is so I'm getting ahead of myself because, like I said, as sad as this sounds, I genuinely am extremely passionate about this because it takes so much work out of building a relationship and nurturing customers. You can do some very, very clever stuff with this, but I'll give you a high level overview. The idea is that we have these lead magnets and we will have these spread out over a series of different opt-ins. Some might be at the end of blog posts, some might be on, longer form kind of squeeze pages. It actually doesn't matter too much how they're captured. All I know is that I will add a very specific, maybe I've got like old school data capture for this one, but we might have squeeze pages and opt-in forms for this one. We might have squeeze pages and, in fact, we do have squeeze pages and opt-in forms for all of them. And the idea is no matter where we capture them, whatever lead magnet we're offering them, we will tag them with something like running for running a funnel business. Okay? Now they'll all get added into a individual silo list. This is an active campaign. They'll also, depending on what they select, if they tick the box saying, yeah, we want to go into your newsletter, or we're starting to do this on thank you pages as well. We're saying on thank you pages, would you like to be added to our newsletter? Or if they're added to our newsletter, or if they're already in our newsletter, they might also be added to our master list. And we would also have subscribers as well. And then we tag them running. And the first set of email, and this one would be tagged build, for example. It's not actually building, this one's tagged money. Depending on what they are, we essentially tag them the topic. And what this means is that they will all have an individual delivery email delivering their lead magnet, okay? So they'll all have an individual delivery email. And then they'll all go into a generic welcome series. Now we've tested creating individual welcome series depending on the actual content that they're in, but I haven't found much. The difference has been negligible to the point where I haven't really been able to measure it. So our welcome series will have, support, FAQ. We might send two or 3 emails, maybe, just kind of introducing. I also have my 25k coaching one. That's pretty broad. But then, depending on the tag that comes out, we will then specify a series of emails under this silo. And the way that I nurture them is to say, okay, so this would come back up here, just give myself some space. You're interested in running a funnel business. You've downloaded our lead magnet on running a funnel business. This particular one I think is pricing, which could either go under sales or money, but I've put it under pricing for this one, running for this one. Okay, so I'm going to want to send between 3 and 5 value stack or indoctrination, or some people call them hearts and minds. Basically a campaign, one after the other, purely based on their tag, with very specific content. So for this one, it basically says at the end of this, after you finish this one, end the automation. But we have an automation that starts that says wait 2 days. So you can see it's not sophisticated. It's pretty simple because this takes roughly 2 days to send. There's roughly a 48-hour period with these ones are sent, and then it says end automation. But because this says wait 2 days, then usually they'll run through this series, and this will also be other blog topics from this topic here, because we also run our URLs like this. So it's basically sellyourservice.co.uk / the date, and then / whatever the blog title is. And usually if the word running is in there, or building, or money, or sales, or motivation, we've got a series of blog content within those topics. We also use them as categories inside WordPress. So I'll send them a blog post from this category from 3 months ago. I then might send them a video. Maybe I've got another lead magnet. Maybe I've got a webinar. It doesn't matter too much, but what I want to do is basically say to them, I understand you're interested in running a blog post, running a marketing funnel business, so I'm only going to send you marketing funnel based content. If it was sales content, I'd do exactly the same. It says end, and then just move them up here, just to give myself some space. I'd have a series of emails, and in this one I maybe only have 3. I can tell you, this is the world's #1 sales coach for marketing funnel builders. It's a hell of a lot longer than 3, but anyway. And this again might just be a blog post, another blog post. Now I've got, if people comment on this video and say, hey, could you give us, I think I've got a series of pre-written content follow-up like indoctrination emails, which I'll try and link below if I remember. Here's what's interesting. This then will end. It will say, okay, we're done with that. Again, wait 2 days to start, and then I'll move them into something very, very different. So let's rub this off the board. So this time with the topic, and let's say hashtag, we've tagged them topic and topic 2. They come in, there's a delivery email, okay, which delivers the lead magnet. We then send them a generic welcome series, and then we split it out again based on their tag to send them value stack or indoctrination, basically a series of free content just designed to get them on board, to say, oh, Mike is on our side, he knows what we're interested in. Then I'll send them sales emails, and the sales emails are essentially again based within this particular topic. Ideally, I will have some kind of splinter product based around this topic and this topic. If you don't, it's not actually a big deal. Try moving them over. If you've only got 1, try moving all 5. But we've seen great conversions with this. So after the value stack's finished, we then start moving into the sales campaigns. And after that finishes, we then start moving into the sales campaigns. Now, if they buy, fantastic. There's a big tick there for the buy. They go away, excellent. They'll come out of this series, because this could be, 3 or 4 emails long. So they buy after the first one, and on this one they buy after the third one. Then we won't send them any more. What we'll then do is we will then try, and with our automation sequence, it basically says if tag topic 1 splinter product, so hyphen splinter, or sale or customer, or however you want to do it, then add hashtag or tag topic 2. Here's what we then do. We then add them to the top of this value stack chain. Okay, this is where it kind of gets very clever, because eventually they can move through all these processes. Now, there's some other stuff that you can do. There's some other very clever stuff that you can do within this. You could say, okay, well, if they've bought, then only move them into like the core product sales, which again, we do. We'll say if they've bought this, then fantastic. Add them into, our core offer. But if you've only got a few products to start with, then, and they're all splinter product level, then move them across those series, enter them into the value stack series, and just start sending them content. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Let me know if this was useful, if you want me to go over something like this again, like this kind of topic, like building out funnels and automation sequences. As you can see, the process is very simple. It's actually building it and going inside ActiveCampaign. It's relatively simple. It's just admin work. It needs a bit of a grind, but all you need is 3 blog posts within one topic, and you can start just sending people out into particular silos. Another very, very quick thing, as they go through this, in some of our silos, we will remove the tag for the topic that they have finished, if they've bought a product or if they've finished a silo. Let's say they get to the end of this one as well, they get to the end of the value stack and they get to the end of the sales series, we'll actually do the same thing. They will also be added to this value stack to just keep moving them through those silos. And as we continue to add silos, we continue to add the length of time that we're willing to nurture a customer for. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm Mike from SellYourService.co. Let me know in the comments below if this was useful, if you'd want to see something similar to this. In the meantime, keep building those funnels.